I saw the other day, right, on your Instagram. Your dad was running with you.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, that was
That was
hella
good.
nice.
We did an
10K.
8K together, but
Yeah.
I did the extra 2K like running in circles because I
Yeah.
just wanted to reach that
yeah.
2K.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna
gonna introduce yourself.
jump straight into it if it's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay,
Weird.
cool.
Welcome
So, yeah.
back to Airtime Prime.
Welcome forward to Airtime Prime, and I'm just gonna kick it off, with a short 2-minute video. So I'm just gonna play this now.
Mm-hmm.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing," and I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're gonna say." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna say?" He said, "You're gonna say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good." And I said, "Well, yeah, when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it.
Of course.
Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted?
That
Good.
sucks.
More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted.
Get goosebumps.
Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated.
Wow.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
I think that was a really good way to start and a good positive way, I'll say.
I only got one question. Was it good?
It was good. It was good. It was good. It's good to be here. Good to be recording this today. Do you know why? It could have been a lot worse.
How worse?
How worse?
How worse? You wouldn't have
Yeah.
turned up. That would have been bad.
That would have been bad.
Actually, that would have been good. No, but yeah.
Oh wait,
we have
just got what you said.
we have a special guest today.
We have a very special guest today. So her name is Athena. She's a hijabi amateur boxer, and she's going to professional boxer soon. So she's Muslim, like hijabi is Muslim. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to very special guest Athena. Thanks for coming today.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Do you wanna introduce yourself?
Because there's a lot of things that you do. Do you wanna, what do you do, and then tell to the audience?
So I'm Athena. I'm 18 years old, and I'm an amateur boxer. I also study psychology at uni. And honestly, it's all going well. Alhamdulillah. It just there's just been like a lot of like opportunities coming my way, and I just need to plan it out and be prepared to wait for the opportunities to come by.
You know what? I'm gonna drop a heavy question straight away.
Oh no. No.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've broken down certain barriers or stereotypes in life?
100%. I think as being like a young Muslim woman from like a BME background, especially in the Asian community, it's been real tough. Even my parents and families and friends mention it, even now to this day, about how it's so abnormal for doing what I'm doing. So I have broke down a lot of barriers, and I still am, and I continue to do so.
So when you started boxing, what's your family said about you? Like, why are you doing this?
Well, it wasn't good. I think like there's so much issues around boxing because it conflicts a lot with my religion. Like free mixing. Some scholars say that hitting people isn't right, and I have gotten through like a lot of difficulties with myself and my own religious beliefs because I do believe that it isn't right to hit other people straight in the face. But
For the sport, you can do it though.
yeah, exactly. For the sport, you can do it, but I have the choice to make it. Does it make sense? I have the choice to do that sport or not. But I've also looked at other scholars that did say that yes, it's okay. As I'm a girl, I'm a female. I still wear a head guard, so it does protect my face. It's just been something I've always been confused about, and I just hope like God can guide me into like the future.
But then you're not competing to. I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like you're competing to destroy the other person. You're competing to better yourself.
Exactly. But that's something for yourself. Like no one thinks that. Do you think you know how I'm doing it? Everyone who fights, pro or not, they just want to bash up the next person. No joke. You want to win. You're hungry. But do you, that's your perspective, Leo. And I agree with that. I just look at myself and
So what's your perspective?
It's similar to yours. I just want to improve my skills. All the time I have put into boxing, I just want to put those skills in the real life.
But then when you're in front of
ring.
another person, like, do you have that thought of like, I'm gonna F you up, like I'm just gonna finish.
Not really, because I think in my first
Are
fight,
you sure?
trust me,
Okay,
I'm
cool,
actually not an
cool.
aggressive person. I've never been aggressive. I think this is the first time. Like, this is what shocked me, right? Because I was never an aggressive person. I was so shy. I was so timid. So doing this was like a whole different like ball game. I was like, what the hell? But when you're surrounded by a lot of people who are aggressive, you do take it in. But in the ring, when I fight, it's like a reflection to myself of how much I've learnt. Like I don't want to just bash up the person. I want to use my technique, my defenses. I want to use my head movement. I want to see how fast I can move to get away from the like punch and how I can defend it. That's what I like more. I like defending more than throwing and punch because if I put a perfect slip, I get more excited for that than a straight punch to the head.
No, what I clocked about you, yeah, is whenever I'm coaching you, like
What does clocked mean?
I realised. Nah, fuck it. There's no rules. What I clocked about you, yeah, is that when you're fighting, you love speed, innit? Like
Yeah.
you love doing like when we're doing pads where we're like, oh, let's do a speed pad, let's do like a speed combination, whatever.
Oh
But-
yeah.
But now I had a question in mind. The initial question was, what was the initial transition like from going from? Because like you said, that you used to be a shy person, you used to be like to yourself and whatnot. I'm very curious about like the initial transition from being that to now being someone that you're a lot more confident, and boxing has a big part to play in it. So like when you first started boxing, what was that transition like for you?
You know what? The transition happened so smoothly. I didn't even recognize it myself.
How did you get into it? That's the question. How did you like? What was your first initial like stage?
What, to get into
To
fitness
fit-
or just boxing?
Just boxing. How did you get into it?
So initially it was just to like lose weight, shed some fat, get fit.
Were you fat? Like, I'm not trying to put you off.
This is a very well, I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah.
Like I started this whole journey because I had an eating disorder. Like Leo knows this, Alana knows this, and that's what helped me get through that issue, because boxing was something that it helped me get fit in the process of what I love doing. And I only stuck to myself with 5 apiece, and I only did the female sessions for 2-3 years. I was just doing female sessions. But when you would need more, you need to like challenge yourself even more. A class called Beginners Boxing Session came about, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it because my fitness has improved. The female sessions that don't impact me anymore physically, let me just go on. And I just needed to stay with fitness because I didn't want to go back to the really difficult mentality of like having eating problems.
Where did that start from? Do you know, like, why did you have that eating disorder?
Well, it was
From-
very stupid. It was like back from when I was very young. I think beginning of secondary school. because I think everyone had to go through the stage where their secondary school will make them do a BMI test, and they'll send the results to home. And it said for me that I was a little bit overweight, and it affected me so much. I don't even know why. And ever since that, I just thought, oh, like,
Who said that?
No, the BMI test is so
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, the
No, but
BMI
who
is
said
so
that?
shit.
Who said that? Do you
Am I
remember the
not
person?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember the person that said it to you?
What with the
Yeah, who said like you're a little bit like overweight? Who was the person?
BMI? It was like the NHS BMI thing.
Oh, but like, do you remember the person that said it to you? Like the actual, physically the person, or was it?
It was a
No, I think
website.
it's
it was a
How- how
website.
does
It was
it
a
work?
yeah.
website.
You know,
I've never done it in my life.
And it's
Mate,
an NHS one, so you think it's real.
even me, right? I did like I'm a healthy guy. I'm not big. I'm not fat. I'm like natural weight. I did my BMI and it said overweight.
Who the fuck? Who cares about the?
It's,
fucking
I
it's
know.
about what you're
Fuck you,
feeling.
man.
Exactly, but I didn't know that. I was
That's why I
so
don't know about these
oblivious
things.
and
It's just like
naive.
they sound ridiculous.
Nah,
to
it's,
me,
it's,
man.
so
it's the fact that
stupid.
they get you doing it when you're young. That's the biggest.
Wait, so
problem.
who got you to do that? School, like
Yeah,
school.
school.
had-
Everyone had
okay.
to do it. I don't know if you had to do it, Aladdin. It was like ever since I started, like everyone had to go to UBL and do like some like fitness activities, and they'll mark you down. Like they'll mark what you're doing, the test your weight,
But
height, and
see,
everything.
that's why I clocked it's like a big problem. Is that don't let kids do that, because when you're young and like especially when you go through puberty, like at age around 14, 15, 16,
Exactly.
that's the worst time. You know,
It's so bad, and it's not
That-
just
that's-
for people who think they're fat. It's also for people who think they're skinny.
everywhere.
And it's not even like
Like it might be a confidence boost if you're like perfect, but if you're not,
No one's perfect, man.
Exactly.
yeah, perfect in the eyes of the BMI thing. Obviously, like
BMI is a bullshit.
It is
Let
the
me
biggest
tell you,
one
it
I've
is
seen.
bullshit.
That's what we're saying,
I've done my BMI a couple of times, and I was like, this is bullshit.
I think the question is always like, not are you fat? Are you skinny? It should be about, are you healthy? Are you feeling
Yeah,
good?
there's
and
Do you-
that's
do you
what I
feel good?
learned.
Are you healthy?
And that's what I learned when I started going 5 for Peace.
Mm.
Because, like I said, 5 for Peace used to do personal development sessions,
Mhm.
and they used to like there was like
They still do
amazing-
it.
and they still do it. And there's amazing youth workers that I can trust, and actually made me realize it. Coaches that made me realize it. Yeah, like it's got nothing to do with fat being or being skinny. It's got to do with being healthy, and that's what changed my whole mentality. Like boxing changed my life like that, and I'm really grateful for it.
Mm.
So, like, as you got into boxing, your background was Bangladesh, and Bangladesh community, where when you get to a certain age, 16, 17, 18, they force you to get married straight away. Like, there's a stereotype for that. I met so many women when I was in Bangladesh, even here, like, she told me, like, she got forced to get married straight away. Is that same thing in your family? And, like, what kind of thing do you face?
Well, my family is very different. My mum was also born here, so she's more like understanding with a lot of like how modernized we have become. I never had the issue of getting married off early, but I did have like I can't exactly say anything because my family's actually I'm very grateful for my family because they haven't ever forced me in education. They haven't forced me with whatever I was doing. They were always like proud of me. They never forced me to go to university.
I rate your family so
I
much.
rate-
They didn't do
Yeah.
anything like that. Like if I you know how I was confused about going to uni. I used to speak to like my mum. When I spoke to my mum, she was like, she was being like understanding, and she was like, okay, cool. If you don't want to go uni, what would you be doing during that time? Which is a reasonable
Good
question.
question, yeah.
Exactly. But she never forced me to go. Like she never forced me once. Like everything was because of I wanted to, and I just want to make them proud
you
at the end of
think-
the day.
Sorry,
Love that.
do you think it's a because we were talking about this the other day with a different guest here about how foreign parents always force their kids into certain things like university. Obviously, I don't know your mum personally, but I know that your mum was born and bred in England.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Well, I call it a white mum, but but do you think that has something to do with the fact that she didn't force you? The fact that she was born and bred in this like luxurious lifestyle in comparison to how other people live, like immigrants live or whatever.
Because the reason I ask you this question, because the majority of Bangladesh community that I've known, I'm not saying it's a stereotype. I'm saying this is what I experienced. And when I say majority, I would say 70 to 80%. They force their kids, especially such a young age, to get married. It happened to me during my college year. I've seen it. Even I'm speaking to some woman right now. She's going through like divorce season because what she been put through when she was 18 years old.
Yeah.
So like this is what I'm asking. Like, is it every Bangladeshi family like that? This is why I ask you the question.
From my experience of not just my family, but my friends, the people who I see, I haven't I don't think their family have ever force them. I feel like in this day and age, it's more about like getting your education first and then getting married off. I feel like parents really want their children, girls or boys, they just want their education to be like first. Once the education is over by age 21, that's the age where I think every Bengali woman I know like gets married off around 21, 22. I've never seen someone like older than that. And in my opinion, I don't think that's a bad thing. And I don't know if that's from...
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I never said it was a bad
No,
thing.
like,
I mean, like, because I said it, I used the word carefully. There's a force when you're not ready. Like when they put you like arranged marriage, like you're marrying to some 10 years older, and some guy is 10 years older than you, and then you're not really into it, and you get married, and 3-4 years down the line, the relation goes sideways.
I think, do you know what? Yeah. If you think about it, psychological pressure. And,
Yeah.
like, and what parents would be using against the kids is like, cool, I got this roof over your head, I've got, I pay bills, I provide food for you and stuff. And to be honest, if they didn't provide none of those things, they can't use that against the kids. It's like, what are you going to say now? Like, how are you going to be forcing your kid to do something they don't want to do in the first place?
Yeah, but even that, like, obviously, like, I feel like we can all agree that that's a bullshit kind of thing. Because first, I didn't ask to be brought into the world. You feel me? So the fact that you provided with stuff is your obligation. You're obligated to do this. You're obligated to feed me. You're obligated to clean me. You're obligated to give me a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, after that, it's like you're not doing me a favor. This is your choice. You know what you signed up for.
Exactly. And I feel like what you're talking about is more of like things that happen back home currently in this day and age, or with kids who have parents who are very, very traditional and who are very, very old. Like when I mean old, like 60, 70 years old, I honestly haven't seen many people like that. It's more about education at the moment. Or if you don't want to do education, then it's time to get married off. Like, let's say you're 18 and you don't want to do education, then cool, get married off. But nowadays, a lot of females have like the empowerment to go further in education.
But get married off to do what?
See, you see with where I think,
Islamic ones are different, man.
like you see, it's like you got to do like, okay, so if you're not doing education, what are you doing? This is how the parents will say, what are you doing? Like, getting married off like eases them a bit more, and it Islamically, like, it puts less pressure on the girl in the sense of work, financial.
But
Girls
then what I've seen, it's like they become housewives, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Exactly.
it's almost like
What would
I
you be
don't-
doing if you're not going to do
yeah.
education? You might as well be a housewife, right? But that's like, I've never had to experience that, and I've met so many girls who, because I'm at the age where you think there's like 18 years old, there's like a lot of girls, but I haven't seen one that has to get married now. And there's a difference between forced and being arranged. Do you get me?
Yeah, the two different.
Yeah,
They're two different things. So, like, if like a mum or the parents can't force a girl to get arranged marriage, do you get me? Because that still be a force.
But then can arranged marriage still be forced by psychological?
It's a pressure. Like, it's a pressure that
So
comes
it's
to...
like, look, so for example, so I say to my daughter, look, I'm going to arrange this marriage, whatever. But then if you don't want to get married, then you might as well move out and do your own thing.
But it's hard to move out from
do
here.
you know what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
like that, actually.
So-
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So like sometimes, like what we're saying earlier, in terms of like parents have certain things over the kids. It's like if the kid can get a job, move out, and then do their own thing on what they want to do in life, anything, then all of that's gone. Like the parents can't use that against them anymore.
Yeah, never
know
will
what?
happen.
Do you think a lot of foreign parents see having a kid as like an investment or something? It's a mad question, but think about it. Like, obviously, like you have a child. It's fucked up. I know. You have this child, yeah, and then you expect them to bring money back into the yard once they're old enough. It's like a mad investment kind of thing.
I don't know.
You know what?
It is a
You
tough
see where I
question.
come from, innit, bro?
I mean, yeah, no,
that's why they get so
that's a good
happy
point.
when there's a boy
Like
being
I've seen,
born
listen,
first.
I've
Yes.
met people. I've
Yeah.
met a couple of females who had kids just so they can get benefits.
Investment.
I think that's just genuinely
Like,
like
that is-
people. I don't think that's specific to
There's a loads of them.
ethnicity.
No. I'm not even talking about like religion or background or whatever.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
I've
Yeah,
met a
there's
couple.
people who do
Yeah.
that,
Like
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, we
even-
were just talking about children.
But I'm saying
now.
that's
Yeah,
like
we're
the
just talking
initial,
just
like that's
in
like the
general.
initial purpose of you having a kid. Obviously, after you have a kid, like you start loving and you know what I'm
Initial
saying?
purpose for who?
for a lot, I'm not gonna specify because that cancel culture and that. But no, I'm saying like some people would actually like the initial intention for having a child was basically like an investment. Like, they won't admit it, but
Child is an investment anyway, because you're spending time with a kid and
That's
you're
a good
growing.
Time, effort,
Effort, everything is a
but an
investment.
invest in
investment is
your
where
kid
you hope for
regardless.
something back in return.
But
That's what-
that's
that's-
come because that's hard question.
It's investment.
You know what? I disagree with you, man. Like, no one goes around and goes like, "Oh, I'm gonna make some kids so I can have an investment." So 20 years later,
No, but no, I'm saying
my-
no one is unintentional. That's what I'm trying to scream.
Yeah. So my biggest fear is that you're gonna have kids expecting an investment later on
Why do you think that?
because you're already thinking about it.
I think about a lot of stuff that I don't do it, but you can't put that on me. What's wrong with you?
So as you're doing boxing, what kind of bigger stereotype that you're breaking?
The biggest stereotype. I think the biggest would be like the hijab. Like, fam, I still get questions to this day at people in my gym about the like hijab and training, and sometimes I think, wow, you guys are so ignorant. Like,
Hijab, with hijab is training is keep your head
You know,
like neat, and then you're training like in your own comfort zone.
exactly.
you know what you don't know yet. I wrote about you.
Where?
I wrote about you. This is no, this is funny. Yeah, I actually wrote about it. So I was doing my level 3 youth work qualification.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wrote, so there was one assignment that I was talking about discrimination and talking about like cultural differences and stuff. And I actually wrote about you as a positive role
What's
model.
special?
No, so honestly, like as a positive role model who's breaking the stereotypes for what females can do within like boxing and obviously like religious like stereotypes in terms of like what, you know, young females can do from certain religion and stuff. So
And I have not seen any woman that who wear hijab and then go do boxing. I've seen it in other sport, but not in boxing.
Specifically. Yeah, I see more in Muay Thai, but and like judo and all them, but I haven't seen much in boxing, or especially in this country. I see many in like outside the world, like in more Muslim dominated countries, but I think it's the fact that, like I said about earlier, about how hitting someone is a bit of a dangerous sport, but then it comes in contradiction with Muay Thai. But
You're not really hitting. You're trying to save yourself. Yeah,
Wait,
from
Muay Thai?
you know
getting a punch.
no, but you know what? If you break it down, yeah, are you actually hitting? Because you can close your eyes and start throwing like you don't even like you might be like I'm just stretching, you know, like I'm just one stretch, two stretch. You know,
You're
like
trying to
just-
find the easy way out. There's no
Yeah.
easy. You are trying to fight them. It is a fighting sport.
No, I
but-
just stretch, you know, like just.
In life, you need money to live. But every sport that you do, there is an investment. You're putting time and effort in a gym to go out there, perform, to entertain, like to the crowd or to the people that who
Yusuf,
watching.
Does money need us to live?
Hmm?
Does money need us to live?
You know what? That is so true. It does.
It does.
It does.
It does.
It does.
He's a shock. He can't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if all of us went on a protest of like not using money. What do you think will happen?
Now, this is a question I ask. Would you be doing what you're doing right now if it's not for the money?
Oh, no! Like, I didn't even start boxing for money.
No, I mean, like, I'm not saying from like boxing. I'm saying what you're doing, like working, the job that you're doing. Would you be doing like money is not important? Would you be doing the job that you're?
I want to. Okay, the job that okay. I think no, because the jobs that I've been doing recently were jobs that I enjoyed. Like, I've never worked retail. I want to get the experience, but I've never worked retail. All my jobs were what I wanted to do, like, you know, working with kids, coaching kids. Like, my future is to help people. So if I ever I wanna be like a psychologist, like a therapist to help people. I've always wanted to do that. I didn't even think about the money at all. If I really cared about money, you would have been seeing me do medicine. No cap. Like, I'm not joking. But it's not about the money.
Back to the stereotype. What's the biggest stereotype? You still haven't answered that.
Doing medicine.
Yeah. I was gonna say
These Asians.
Like persuasion.
I'll say wearing the like hijab, because there are so many Muslim fighters right now who are girls, right? Who are Muslim, right? But the difference that the hijab makes is so much, like, it's such a barrier for so many females to train in. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, I faint. Oh, I can't train because like I wear a headscarf. Like, I have to go to like all female gyms, which is so hard to find. And like, so many people use the hijab as an excuse, but I'm trying to change that. Like,
You're
hijab is a-
inspiring. You're inspiring to many people. You're inspired me
you.
too. Like being the only woman that I know in a hijabi who's go out there, do boxing, like training. Do you get what it's hard for, like, especially in Muslim society. I'm not saying Islamic society. I'm saying Muslim society.
Mhm.
So like they pick stereotypes, especially men. They pick on women like, why are you going out gym? Why are you training hard for certain things?
Yeah,
Do you get where
I
I'm coming?
get that so much. Even now, like, it's so funny because like you think, yeah, you're gonna get these questions. These questions are gonna be stopped. Like people are gonna stop asking them. Like in probably the first year, but I still get it even from this day, and I just lived with it. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna like be angry about it. Let me just teach them. But it's so true. Like, it's crazy.
Let me tell you my story. Like when I did traveling around the world, right, with my camera, then start doing vlogging, until till today, right? This today in a car with my mum. What do you do? Like my mom is like, what shall I tell? What shall I tell to my families? I was like, Mum, I'm living life. That's all you gotta say. I'm doing traveling. Like who's in the Asian community go out traveling in backpacking?
That's what I was thinking. Like, how you living? Like,
It was
how you
hard. I'm still
surviving?
like it's still I'm still fighting every single day trying to like.
Because
I'm not.
you're a
out-
guy. You're a man as well, and
I'm still
men
avoiding
have a
that.
lot of pressure.
I'm still avoiding it even till today. Like mom was like, "What should I tell? What do you actually do?" I'm like, "I'm a content creator in digital world."
They
We
probably
are-
didn't get either
Like
of those words.
So in our society, they just know that I was as you know I became a pilot before. There's like, I'm going to commercial. Like, am I going to be pilot? But that completely changed, and they had a massive upset in their life. Like, why didn't you follow engineering or pilot's degree? I was like, I want to experience different things because we are living in a digital world. So
Yeah,
like giving a
that's true.
digital content, they don't understand what digital can provide to the people. And if we are in a virtual reality, like we live in a virtual reality right now. Like whatever we're doing, the sport that we're watching, you can't go to the stadium, you can't go to cinema. It's all Netflix, it's all Amazon, and then
And especially during Corona, COVID,
yeah, it's mad. Like
the only thing we have is digital.
yes, of course. I clocked in 2018, right? There's something maddest thing going to happen. This is why I was like, I'm gonna travel. I felt something. I know that I want to travel before what actually happened. I thought there was a big wall
But
coming.
you didn't even know what was
What was gonna happen?
This
So
was
I
before
put my
COVID.
bag. Yeah, that was before COVID. I put my bag. I was crying. Like I was like, it's gonna be challenging, but I'm gonna be inspiring like 10, 20 people. If I can inspire 10, 20 people, I live my life. Because in my community, I can pick hand. There's no one that I know. I say zero. No one that I know. Put the backpack on, travel Africa, travel China, travel backpacking across India, Bangladesh, Nepal. Like those kind of, not many people go. And I went
Yeah.
out there, did it by myself. I'm still proud of it. If people are not seen it,
You should be.
I am proud of myself. Like whatever people say, I still get annoyed when my mom was like, this and that, this and that. I was like, Mom, I don't care. You should be proud that your son's doing this.
You know what? I should say. You know what? I've never said that to my parents. You know, I just let them like get like with the boxing. I just let them like
Pick
say,
on you.
Yeah, but I've never said
You
you
should
should be
be-
proud that I'm doing this.
Yeah, you should be proud that your only child doing something that different than the whole community.
But things what they
And
do,
you know
yeah, is
what?
they get back at me and they're like, oh, but religion says this, that you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. But they
Where
don't
does it say? Like, show me in the Quran. Like, I want to know where does it say that you can't do this kind of thing.
It's like, especially for girls though, it's so much more harder.
It's
But
more
you know what,
pressure
but
on a
also-
woman.
And there's so much
Yeah.
more like pressure on girls, which I never realized till like I had to live with it because I have like an older brother who like who just wants me to do the right thing. Do you get me? And that right thing is
What
like
is the right
following-
thing?
Just following what like religion says. And it's
There's
been
no
hard.
right and let me tell you, there's no right and wrong answer to living. Because everyone have a different journey to live. You have a different journey the way you grew up. You have a different journey how you grew up. I have a different journey. It's about being the truth to yourself, giving 100% to the life, being pure to yourself. That's living. Like every finger is a different. There's no size equally. Everyone road is different. That's what people need to realize. Even Islam is designed for you, not for everyone.
That's true. You just like open my eye, man. Like I just needed someone to say that.
I thought it was open already. Like,
No, I needed
What's,
someone to say that.
What's the biggest worry that you have?
You really want to know?
Like, be honest.
This is like, it is so typical, but it's weird because I want to make my parents proud. My biggest worry is not making them proud, and that's what, do you know what's so weird about it? Is because my parents are the most chill. They're the most like calmest people you'll ever meet. They're like, yo, why is this girl stressing when her parents are like that? Do you get me?
do you know?
But they're not forcing nothing, and yet I am still worried about what they think of me. Like sometimes I do feel like I'm a fake to my parents. Do you get me? Like I don't think my family knows the true me.
You only knew yourself. Like no one in the world know you than you.
Do you know what? I remember
Yeah.
your first boxing fight, and your mom was there. Like she was definitely proud of you.
She was proud, but she was so scared. Like she said, that's the thing. Like
She
I'm
was
like, are you being?
screaming.
Yeah,
She
but I'm
was
like, are you being fake now with your support? Because like
she was
yeah,
definitely
cool.
not being fake. She was screaming. Listen, you know my eardrums were bursting. How loud she was.
You know
She was
what?
standing right next to her, wasn't
You
she?
know what?
Yeah.
She probably proud being there, but when she around her families or when she getting phone call from
Yeah, there's
or
different
message,
pressures.
different pressure
Yeah,
that come
that's
from
true.
society and
That
the
is really
family.
true.
Because you know what
But,
it is? Your mom probably wants to wear the whole thing of like, you know, her friends telling her off, like, oh, why is she doing
but
that?
that's the
and
thing.
You know,
My
once things, one thing start changing, once you'll start earning money and then providing for your family.
You know what? Do you know what's so weird? Let me tell you something that's so weird. Like my mom does support me. Like she like posts me everywhere on her Instagram, on her Facebook.
That's so lit.
She'll post me like, "Oh, I'm so proud of my daughter. I'll show you right now." But it's like I find it so conflicting because you post it to the world that you are proud of me. You tell people I send videos. She tells me to send my granddad back home videos of me fighting, and they're all so proud of me. Do you get me?
It's a society pressure.
But then, yeah, but she's proud of me. But then when it's at the home behind doors, yeah, behind the curtains, she's like, oh, like I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do. And I'm just so confused. Like, what are you not proud? I thought you were proud of me. Like, what changed? Do you get me? Like,
You should be straight on that. Look, I'm certain age. I want to do this for real. You're either in it or you're not.
oh no, I can't do
Like,
that.
like straight up. So
Nah,
they you know,
can't do that, yeah.
no, I know you can't do that, but I'm saying it. Once we say it to them, they was like, yep, she know what she's doing.
Because you know what? If you became the world champion and you went professional, like she would not be complaining about you doing that.
I don't know. I don't know.
You think she would still complain
I
about
think
it?
she
You know,
will.
if like let's
Because
say
I'm her daughter, right? And she doesn't want my face to get broken up. Like I already broke my nose. If she sees a small cut on my face or a bruised eye,
I hope she's watching this.
oh,
You know?
no. Oh my god.
Do you know what I kind of find interesting? You see a lot of these social media influencers and whatnot. Yeah, they're always like, during my upbringing, when I tried to like dip my toe in the social media thing or like YouTubers, whatever, they're like, oh, my parents were never back in it. They were never. Oh, you have to get an education. You have to go work as a lawyer job, whatever. I've always been curious about what if the parents backed this passion that is unusual. For you, it's like you would say it's an unusual passion because you don't see that many hijabi boxers. You're an example of parents backing their child's unusual hobby.
No, I feel like I agree with you. I feel like once let's say, get sponsors or once I get like,
once you
more
start
known,
getting paid,
like,
when
it's
this is
just
what I said.
then they'll be like,
Listen,
like,
once her mom
okay.
sees some like not
Bread.
just about money, but when she sees money, she's gonna be like,
No, but she's
"Alright,
loving it right now. That's what I'm thinking. Like a lot of these social media influencers, yeah, the parents are never backing it until they start getting money. When
Yeah,
they start
they-
seeing money, they'll start backing it. Athena's parents are different. They're backing it even before the money
Yeah,
comes.
no, I can't lie. Yeah,
That's what I love.
I think I think you also need to thank your mom and your parents in general for letting you do this. Because
I do.
I feel like honestly, even though whatever she's saying, like I feel like if she didn't want you to do this, you wouldn't be doing it.
Damn, it's so stressful.
Now I saw the other day, right, on your Instagram. Your dad was running with you.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, that was hella
good.
nice.
We did
Yeah.
an
10K.
8K together, but
Yeah.
I did the extra 2K like running in circles because I
You
just
have
wanted to
you have
reach that 2K.
yeah.
You have to show him like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, it's because I had to reach that 2K
Yeah.
because just for self satisfaction. But
That was
That's-
really cool.
that was really nice.
What's that thing? Yeah, I think I was like, oh, when you can beat up your dad, you know you're officially like you're growing up. You're not growing up until you can beat up your dad.
The thing is, like, all my family support about me being like healthy and fit. The only issue is the fighting and the free mix in the gyms.
I don't blame
Like
you.
the fighting, like they'll be happy for me to like train and go play, like go train, go run. They'll be fine with that. They'll be fine for me to go gym and that. But the only issue is the fighting and the free mixing because of the reason.
But when you
of
go
the-
when you
21st
go on a
century.
bus, you're free mixing. Like,
21st.
what difference does it
Wait,
make?
which one am I listening to?
Yeah, no, 21st century.
Wait.
This is 21st century.
Wait.
I'm saying like,
No,
wait,
no,
like,
yeah,
what you-
but yeah. But
what
I
you-
was trying to clock on like on what you're saying first, innit?
yeah, we
I
like
see
this is
what you're saying.
21st century. Like
I know.
everywhere
Yeah.
you're going to school
Like
since
you're
day
mixing
one.
everywhere. The difference is people's perspective. It's all a matter of perspective. Like if you're on a bus, you'll be mixing like free mixing on a bus.
You
If
know,
you're in a
but
gym,
like
you're free
there's
mixing. in a gym.
contact. Do you get me? And the fact that Fight for Peace doesn't have many like girls there.
Yeah.
You know what? You're the
That's-
first person I know that who will inspire many women to go out there do it. You
I
can
mean,
do
I really
it.
want
You,
to. I really, that's actually my ultimate goal. The reason why I'm still continuing in this journey and still like battling through the barriers is because I like to inspire other females. I get daily comments on like Instagram, like people saying all these like amazing things, saying, "Oh, thank you for doing this." Like now I'm doing that. I'm just like, oh, like I just
That's
I just
incredible.
I
Money
reply
can't
to
buy that.
everyone.
money can't buy that.
Money
It's-
can't buy that. Exactly. That's the thing. I'm not even doing this for the money. Like I'll be honest, like I
I
don't
mean,
want to.
money could.
I'm not thinking. The thing is, with,
No. Let me. Money could. You know what? Because if you advertise that, whatever you're posting on there, you could buy more of those. Like, not as in like more of those kind of like, hey, like I love what you're doing or whatever. You will buy more exposure to what you're doing,
that's
and
true.
then that means you can influence more.
Like that's the thing. Like my mum wants me to invest in female boxing. She wants me to coach more young girls, and that is my future plan to do as a side
Can I
thing.
tell you one thing? Like, I'm not saying not to do that, but I'm saying being a champion, being you as a champion, you'll become a role model, like whatever you want to say, the inspiration model. People will follow that step by sharing your story, by teaching them is a good thing. Becoming a role model of the society of the country that you're from. There's a lot of women get like abuse, I would say. I was like using the word probably wrong, but I'm saying it. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Like you can actually be that person and inspire to them to change it, come out from their like comfort zone and challenge themselves and then become who they need to become. There's a lot of women that I know personally from where you're from. They're having a hard time to come out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and it's always a first step. Like even like I'm saying, I started off. I tell everyone I started off literally doing 3 years of just female sessions. Even in them female sessions, I still did take my hijab off. There was people who took the hijab off. I could have took it, but I still never took it off because I just didn't feel comfortable taking it off in front of like girls. But that's how I started, and that's why I want to make it accessible for everyone. Not all gyms have all female sessions. I'm glad that Fight for Peace had it. I'm glad Fight for Peace was understanding in that sense. And now look, now they got me. You know what I mean? Do you get me? So I just want I just stop laughing. So like I just want people to realize that it's all a process. Don't rush into it. I was so scared of free mixing with the guys. Oh my days, the first time I ever did a Muay Thai session, like or a boxing session or a Muay Thai session. Oh my days. I was so scared. It looked so like intense. All these guys that are like
But-
6 foot and big and bulky, and I'm just there like,
But the question is, did any of them give a shit?
no, they didn't give a shit. That's the thing.
Leo was one of them.
I know Leo was one of them. This guy
Yeah, I was
like,
there. I was there.
do you know what I mean? Like, they don't give a crap about you, which I love. People are getting insecure about all these things. Like, oh, there's people there, there's guys. They don't give a crap about you.
Sometimes
Sometimes
to train, like
that-
people are
yeah,
training.
cool.
Like,
Some people
that's
have,
the-
oh no, guys will just like look at you and that and this and that. But when you find the right gym and people who are just like trying to better themselves, they ain't
But
gonna
you
be
know
looking
what?
at girls
But
like
do you know
that.
what I realized?
I don't think so.
No, do you know what I
Exactly.
realized? Actually, is because it's a combat gym. So you know, like boxing and martial arts gyms, I feel like they don't care about that stuff
They
because
don't.
they're there for purpose. They're there to get certain value out of it. But I feel like those, like, you know, like you get these pure gyms and whatever, and this and that. That might be slightly different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no one realizes. I don't know how. I can't explain that to my brother. I can't explain that to my family because they haven't been in that
They need to
situation.
So
experience
what would
it if
you
they don't
what would you
experience
tell
it.
to your parents? If let's say they're watching them right now, like if you got a message to tell, if you got a message to tell them, what message would you tell them?
You know what? All I'll say is that, like, the only thing I'll say is trust me. Trust in me. Trust me that what I'm doing is going to be for the better.
It'll be worth
That's
it.
all I'll say. Or just trust me. That's all. Those two words, just trust me.
I'll give you a
Do you get
freedom.
me?
Yeah, and
but
too.
that's the thing. Trust isn't that. If you trust me, that will give me the freedom, right? And they do. Like they allow me to train in Stratford. They allow me to train in Ilford. They allow me to train in Bethnal Green. They allow me to go places to train. Even though it's hard and I have to let them know like a week beforehand, they still let me. Yeah.
You have to book it.
Booking system.
You
They
have to
still let
Mum,
me.
I want to make a booking for Saturday. Can I go Bethnal Green?
I'll show you the messages. Like, this is what I do on Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It's like start sending calendar invites.
You know what? Yeah, I'll do anything. Like,
What drives you the most?
what drives me?
Yeah, what drives you to go out there
What, in the beginning or now?
now?
Now what drives me is that it's the way of life. Okay, let me tell you the story that happened this morning. Yeah. So I think the last time I trained was I think Friday. Friday? No, like Wednesday evening. And yeah, it was Wednesday evening. And just because I didn't train like on Thursday because I had like assignments due, yeah. Friday morning, I just felt so like shit. Like I just literally wanted to do something. Like I just wanted to do anything. Give me like, I would literally do like 20 burpees. I would have done anything. That's how I realized that, you know what? Training is actually a way of life. Like, even though like it's painful and that, like, even though I hate running, I don't care. If I have, that's one thing. If you read my Q&A on Instagram, it's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. No cap, it's a lifestyle. Like, it's not just for, it's not even for health, getting healthy, getting fit. It's just literally a way of life. Literally, like, it's like eating food. It's like sleeping.
Yeah.
If I don't train, I think the longest I have not trained was probably a few days, like 3 days or 4 days. Even when I went holiday.
It gives you joy in a sense, like when you're training. Even for me, right, going for a run or going play football, like I get that more energy to do more stuff.
But it's not even like, it's not, that's a weird thing. It's not just because it feels good. It's literally like, I can't live without it. Like, I can't survive.
I get what you're saying.
Like, you sometimes might not like, you might not like sleeping or eating food, but you just do it to survive. It's like that. Sometimes I don't like want to do it, but I have to do it just because it's like in
It's
me.
like the same way you need sleep, you need to train.
Like, I need to,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna like, I feel so shit. Like, I don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm gonna die. Like, even when I went to Turkey on a holiday, I literally spent like, I think 2 days. I only went there for 5 days, so I spent like 2 days going to the gym and proper working out, and I felt so good. Do you get me? And that's my, I'll always do that, and I'm not even embarrassed that I spent my time in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not embarrassed. Like, it's a way of life, and I'm gonna like repeat it and say again. Like, that's one reason why I'm never gonna stop. If I ever stop competing, I'm still gonna be training. You still see me in the gym. Do you get me? Like, I don't think I'll ever stop.
That's
I get you still.
yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. If you're, let's say you're becoming a world champion tomorrow,
Shit, that's too soon.
it can
You're
come
enjoying-
around
you're
like,
enjoying the process, innit?
like,
Yeah.
what would you tell yourself now,
Wait, if I was gonna become world champion tomorrow. Did I know this?
No,
Or is it a surprise?
It's a surprise that you shit. I become a world champion. What would you tell yourself?
I'll be like, you know what I'll say? I'll be say it's all worth it. It was all worth it. Every single second, sweat, time, effort, everything was worth it.
Under
Arguing with
pressure.
parents, the pressure, like arguing with my brother, having issues from like societies, the barriers. It was all worth it. Missing out outings, missing out friends. Like, oh, by the way, I have 0 friends at uni because I'm just too. First, it's Corona, and secondly, I've just been so focused on training. So I didn't even have time to like experience the uni life, even though it's only been like a semester. Do you get me? But it's all worth it at the end. That's all I'm gonna say. And if I become a world champion tomorrow, I'll be like, you know what? It was all worth it. I don't regret a single thing. I don't regret shit. I don't regret missing out on moments. I don't regret missing out on birthdays. I don't miss out anything. It's all worth it. That's what I would say. And then I'll cry with tears. No, yeah.
I was thinking, where's the crying?
What's the biggest challenging for you?
Um,
During this process, what's the biggest challenges that you're facing, like, to be you?
I think it's the permission. Like, imagine having to ask permission for every single thing you do, or everything you want to do. You have permission, and I think this happens in Asian communities a lot. Like, can I go out?
I'm so grateful. So grateful. I did come out from that. I forced myself at doing what I want.
No, that's so good. Like, that's so good. But would you have been able to do that at like age 18?
I did that when do you know what? Let me tell you this story. 18, I switched college from Epping to Newham, and a year gap already. Then Newham gave me the opportunity to go another country to do volunteer work. So I took a gap year from uni to college. In that period, I was doing internship in civil engineering. I didn't really enjoy it, civil engineering. Then I had the opportunity to go volunteer for 3 months in another country.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll take
So
that.
I was like, I'm going. I haven't been out of the country. I'm going. So I went. I quit my jobs. I left. I quit my internships. Then I went 3 months. No phone, nothing, just enjoying the nature. I enjoyed so much. I cried obviously when I was like when they're about to end. When they're about to come in, I was like, shit, what am I gonna do when I go back home? So I decided the uni had like I deferred the uni. Uni was there. You know what? I'm just gonna go uni. Even my college teacher was like, "How you gonna go uni? You don't really speak English. Blah 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 blah. You don't know how to use the grammar. Blah blah blah." So I was like, you know what? As a test for me to go enjoy the uni experience. So I went to uni. It was challenging. First year it was calm, like it was easy because of what I studied in college. That was exactly my first year. But second year, third year was a challenging. And I graduated. Mashallah, I'm graduate. I can't complain. And I got what I need to get.
But there are a lot of issues is that a lot of people didn't want to go uni, or even like a lot of people don't want to go uni, but they still had to go. Did you ever have that like situation, like where your parents may have forced you to go, or was it all your decision?
It was all my decision. But obviously I had the pressure from my cousins, family side, like family friends, like, yeah, you should go to uni, you should go uni. I'm glad that I went uni, and then also, and now I'm asking myself, what the hell did I go uni? Do you get it?
Would you have went uni?
But I should have
back
dropped.
then?
If I know what I know now, I would have dropped out my second year.
Really?
I would have dropped out my second year. Did what I did, what I'm doing now. But I'm glad that I finished it. But I dropped out master.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
not
you
many.
Went further.
Hmm?
So you went further. You did masters as well.
So I was meant to do masters, but I dropped out masters, get my bachelor, and left. Because I knew that I'm not going into aviation engineering, but I'm going to use that skill in my life to improve myself and inspire people in my community to be the first Burmese person. Let me say that clearly. First Burmese person to do stupid stuff. From their
You
perspective,
didn't do stupid stuff though.
no, like
On their
no,
perspective.
if this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. From their perspective, I'll be the first person to do stupid stuff and then be successful in life. I can say that from at this moment I might not be successful with many people, but I'm successful in myself. That's the first thing that I feel. I'm the first person to go out many countries, like at such a young age, with a little money. Not like my mom's not rich. Like, I put my heart in, survive in minimal, and experience local culture and across the world. And I want to carry on, give that perspective to people, not just your house is your life. Do you get where I'm coming from? There's more to life out there.
And you should continue doing that.
I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I've done what I've done right now and inspiring many people and different perspective. And everyone say, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of jealousy out there too. Love becoming jealous.
A lot.
Yeah, there's love
Especially in
becoming
the
a jealousy
community.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say that, oh yeah, I'm showing love, but you're not showing love. But I can see the jealousy through you. That's a big thing.
That is so true. Facts.
So I have a few questions. I know the time's coming to the end. If you could tell something to your younger self, what would you tell?
My younger self, enjoy yourself. If like Leo knows, Maria knows that I didn't exactly enjoy myself when I was young. I didn't have like the childhood that everyone wishes they had. I was a very timid person, as I said in the beginning. I would be afraid of parks because I don't like people. So I don't want to go to the park. I lived in North Woolwich, near Fight for Peace, most of my life. Like, I think it was 14 years. And I wasn't able to meet the people that I met at Fight for Peace earlier when they lived in my area. Do you get me? I did not enjoy myself. I was stressing from such a young age. oh, like year 7, year 8, year 9. Oh, I need to do well in this exam, this exam, this exam, even though it was so minor. I never got to enjoy myself. I only got to enjoy myself like only recently, like 2, 3 years ago. But did I miss out on childhood? I would say yes. I could have had a better one.
What do you learn from it?
You know what? I learned that, it's never too late. Like, it's never too late to like enjoy it, like enjoy childhood. Your childhood can last in your age, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s.
You're still young.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, even if I was so stuck in like books, even to this age, yeah, and I was like in my 20s when I realized it, I feel like I could still enjoy my childhood at age 25 if I wanted to.
Yeah. I enjoyed my childhood when I was 21 when I went to uni.
Exactly.
I was become a child.
Exactly. And no one's complaining. Like, that's what I would say. Like, just don't give a fuck. Like, don't care. Although my parents can't see this because I'm swearing.
Give them more. They probably
What
enjoy
happens to not giving
the
a fuck?
But that's the thing. Like, I used to be so like I always tried to make my parents proud. I tried to make teachers proud. All this.
You know what? You shouldn't make anyone proud. You should make yourself proud first.
Exactly. And that's what I realized this year is like stop making people proud.
What's the biggest challenge that you faced this year during the whole pandemic?
The biggest challenge, I think the biggest challenge would be, I think the fact that it was proper lockdown. I was never, especially in the past few years when I started boxing, I would rarely stay at home. I would be in the gym 24/7, and I wouldn't spend much time with my family. Even though it was a blessing in disguise, I got closer with my family. It was a really hard struggle because my mental health was so low. Like, my mental health was non-existent. It was so hard for me. I had to go through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and especially how I told you in the beginning about how I had the eating disorder and boxing and training helped me physically. It was hard. And my parents, it was hard to for them to trust me, like I said, because there was no fight for peace.
Is there can you explain to your parents what mental health is? Like, do they understand what mental health is?
Yeah, again, like I said, I'm blessed with really good parents. Like, alhamdulillah, like my mum also had been through a few stuff. Like, when I first told her about my eating disorder, she was happy to like refer me to the GP and help me. Yeah, she was upset at me, but she wasn't like, oh, that's black magic. There's a jinn in you. She didn't say that. She was understanding, but I don't think, like, she's always been supportive like that. So, like I said, I'm grateful, but I know so many people who are struggling. And I'm grateful for that.
What would you tell those people who are struggling right now? And what would be your message to them, to their family?
I wouldn't say go try to talk to your parents because that never works. And everyone just says that. I would say just go out your own way and do it. I'm not like supporting you to lie. But if you know what you're going to do, like if you know you're going to go talk to someone and you're going to have to lie to your parents and say you're going to school or something and you skip school to go to, like, let's say, like a therapist, I don't know, or like talking to someone about it, do it. I'll say that, do it. Don't like think about your parents when it comes to you, because your parents won't know what you're going through other than yourself. And it's just all about trust. If you know you're doing something right, then do it. That's what I'm going to say. Your parent might be thinking that you're like bunking school to meet up with some guy or something. But if you know what you're doing right, don't worry about it. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. A lot of people stress about what they're doing.
You know what? I learned a lot from today as well, just speaking to you. Like, I have a sister too. Sometimes I pressure on her, even though I shouldn't. You get what I realize it afterward, like, shit, I pressured on her. I don't know what.
Can I ask?
Like, is this stereotype? I would say, like, oh yeah, you shouldn't go do this. Like, I'll give her freedom, go out, train, whatever. But at a certain time, where she go in, like, tap to my mom. Do you get what I'm saying? The silly stuff.
Oh my god, I get that.
The silly stuff. Tap my mom, and then she calls her. Where you at? What you doing? Blah blah. I should give her more freedom. Like, I regret. No, I wouldn't say I regret. I learn. Even though, like, there's certain stuff that we go through daily basis, and then what we've been taught from the society, woman has to be like this.
I know.
This is so bad. This is so bad. I'm learning to, like, break that stereotype to myself. I know that I got my own stereotype and stuff, but I'm just trying to, like, adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even my parents. It's mainly my brother, but he's like a third parent. No cap.
Yeah.
He's a third parent, and I get that a lot. I feel your sister's pain.
Yeah, man. I feel. Yeah, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is it stuff that we do without intentionally?
Yeah.
Yeah, like then you realize it. You're like, why
Yeah.
did you do it? So yeah, I would like to say that. I'm sorry. Being your
I'll just call her
uh,
after and just say it anyways.
yeah, I'll call her. And also, I have a last question. Do you want to ask that question?
Do I want to what?
Future self.
What?
So what would you tell yourself?
I don't want to ask the question.
Oh.
No, you go
Yeah?
for it.
If you're watching this right now, in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, what would you tell to your future self? Like, from now?
I'll be like, oh, I think I could look in my eyes and I could see that I'm doubting myself. Like even with what I'm saying, I always like doubt myself. Like I have to overthinking everything. I'll say like in 10 years time, like, Athena, just stop caring so much about everything. Stop caring about people. Like stop caring. Listen, inspiring people is great, but stop caring about that. You do you, and if you inspire people on the way, then good. Stop stressing about everything. I can see the stress in my eyes right now, and that's what I'll say in the 10 years time. Like just chill. You're doing a good job. It's sometimes like when you want a loved one to say like you're doing a good job, it hits differently when like strangers say it, or like people who are your friends. Like it's different when it's someone from you who you love. And like obviously, hopefully in 10 years time I love myself, and I'll tell my younger self that good job.
Love
I love that, man. Thank you for coming. And also, you have a minute to share who you are, what you want to say. You got a minute. What's coming? What's out there? That's a camera right there. And or you.
Okay.
And you can promote yourself, whatever you want to say.
I'll just say that just be yourself and don't care about what other people think so much. Obviously that's something I'm struggling with, and hopefully if you go on my Instagram, it should be down there. I doubt you guys are gonna do that. Are you? Okay.
We're gonna put your Instagram
Alright,
down
cool.
there.
Add me. I'm there to support you. Any like problems you're going through, any barriers you're like going through, male, female, I don't care. Old, young, like 6-year-old, or okay, 6-year-old shouldn't have Instagram. 10-year-old or a 50-year-old, just DM me. I'm very friendly. I don't air any DMs actually, except from them really weird like back home people. I'm there for you, and I'm just happy to help. And if you need anything, I'm
What
here.
kind of help that?
Anything, like if it's mental health, if it's how to get back in the gym, if it's like training, anything, even if it's something that I'm not familiar with, I'll be happy to give my all.
I need a
to help.
£2,000 investment in my business. You
No money included.
Make that one clear.
No money included. Yeah. So I just hope you guys just believe in yourself, and if you want to do something, just do it.
That's amazing. Thank you for coming today.
No, thank you.
It was amazing to have you here.
Yeah, this
today.
is a really good opportunity.
Yeah, man. I mean, we enjoyed. How do you enjoy it?
How did I
Hey,
enjoy
hey.
it?
I don't even know what I said, but yeah.
How did I enjoy it? I enjoyed it. No, it's yeah, I feel like obviously, and I know you prior to podcast anyways, so yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you have developed within yourself, and it's kind of coming out and it's starting to shine, and it's wonderful to see that.
Leo's being so.
No, it's nice to see that.
It's
that.
nice to
Thank
see.
you.
It's nice to see
It
growth.
means a lot.
And also, and I just want to say, I don't give a shit about what anyone's doing. The only thing I care about is if what you're doing is adding value to you, you know. So that's the only thing I want to say.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
That's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it doesn't matter
does.
what you. This was more for the viewers, anyways. But it don't matter what you're doing. As long as you feel like what you're doing is adding value to you, to your life, then that's what's important.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're watching this and if you're listening to this on Airtime Prime and Spotify, subscribe and follow, and peace out.
Unfollow.
And unfollow if you want to. And yeah, it's been good. There's a few episodes left before we close the first
Do
season.
you know what? Yeah, if someone sends me £10, yeah, from the viewers and stuff, I'll give you like a golden subscribe button that you can press on YouTube.
Yeah, we know one day we were meant to send out the Christmas card, but obviously you're getting it in April.
So you know how the
April.
subscribe button is red, yeah? I'm gonna give you a golden one. Yeah, this is exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no one's got that. Like no one's got that on YouTube. Yeah. So if anyone wants that, £10, put my bank account details somewhere.
Yeah, if you want to support this Airtime Prime, like we'll put the donation link
Nah,
So you
it's
can
alright. No, we're not-
donate.
we're not-
You can
we're not taking-
donate.
no, we're not taking donations.
You can donate to the podcast, and we can grow as a team.
No, we're not taking any donations.
And
I'm taking all of them.
yes, thank you for watching, and a peace out.